Heyo. This is a highlight of a 2-hour coaching session I did on Twitch with Team RMB, a AD2L Contender League team with an average MMR of 2.5k. I did my best to cut down that 2 hours into a more digestible 20 minutes with just the most important and useful information. If you or your team is interested in being coached by me, feel free to drop a comment down below. And for those who want the answer to my clickbait, skip ahead to this time in the video. Enjoy. Welcome to the team VOD review with Victor and crew, hosted by yours truly, Victor, and the crew. I guess that's y'all. And today we have Rats and Bunnies here, being my first willing victims that we're gonna coach and help improve in their AD2L Contender. I don't even know what fucking league y'all play in.
Yeah, Contender.
But yeah,
It's
this should
trash.
be quite exciting. Say hi to the YouTube audience that will exist.
Hello, everybody.
What's up?
Lovely, good engagement. So I spent the last 3 hours watching the VODs from Orion's perspective, which was a little bit painful, but I've taken a fair few notes. I have shared them in the RMB BNR Discord channel, so I recommend you look through it. We'll go through it like high level. I don't want to go through everything that I wrote there because I don't think we're gonna get that much value from looking at every single comment and just like looking specifically from like Orion's perspective. I also want to set out like a couple expectations on what the purpose of this coaching session is, because I don't like, we could do this coaching where I just go in every single lane and be like, all right, you did this wrong, this wrong, this wrong, this wrong, and try to make everyone into like a 4k 5k player or whatever, but that is way too much time and I don't think that really helps for what y'all are looking for. My goal is really to make the team mesh better as a whole and help y'all fucking crush this league after winning last season, and maybe y'all will continue moving up. That being said, I think some of the things and pointers I'm going to make should be helpful in your standard pub games. We're definitely going to put an emphasis on communication because there's definitely like some very obvious flaws that I noticed throughout the position of the game. But yeah, hopefully we can help out the team as a whole. Hopefully it translates into better success in your pubs. Hopefully you don't all get accused of sandbagging or some shit, but also no guarantees that you'll win more pubs. From the high level that I want to touch on is, we're starting from the draft. I think that's the easiest place because I still have my opinions. We talked about this a little bit. I don't know when's the last time I did with the previous iteration of RMB about especially the flex picks. And then we're going to talk about, there's some micro stuff that we're going to go very briefly over, like using teleport scrolls on different heroes, using smokes, the warding and such. And then we're going to do a pretty big time talking about positioning and who needs, like, hero pairings and who needs to play where and when and why. And I highly encourage that if you guys have questions at any point, just stop me and be like, hey, what am I doing here? Or I want to help establish like some kind of like, not necessarily process or routine that will help people make these decisions in game. Because while I can give you like the correct answer or whatever for these specific games of being like, this hero needs to be here, if y'all don't know why and you're just like, well, I knew this was correct last game, it might not be the same case in the future. Like if you don't know the reason behind it, we're never gonna get anywhere. It's like the whole like giving a person a fish compared to teaching them how to fish. Yeah, kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool.
Makes sense.
It's something I wanted to ask earlier. Just roll back. I don't know how true this is. Obviously I've been out of the game for so long, but I almost feel like in game one they went in with a clear draft strategy of like negative armor, right? And they're kind of, I feel like that's better for the team just because you kind of draft. You just draft the best team you can. You don't necessarily try to outdraft the enemy team. I don't know if I'm explaining that correctly.
Yeah, that's fair.
Do you think that that's actually like a more viable way to go down? Because there are outside of negative armor, there are other like wombo combo setups, team comps that you can go for. Do you think it's better at this level just to draft a good comp as opposed to try and outdraft the enemy, unless there's like a very clear like counter?
Yes. Very high level, yes. I think if you have your own idea of how you want to play, like you have this Slardar Weaver idea or whatever, if you have like these specific team comps that you have more practice with, like it's less likely they're gonna have practice playing versus it, or like at least the like sheer number of games, right? You're gonna have an advantage. I'd much rather just like go into a game and have your own game plan and just stick with it and have faith in it, because it has worked in the past and I'm sure it will work in the future, rather than like trying to be really sneaky and tricky about out drafting people, because like it's so difficult. Because like at the end of the day, draft only matters so much. like there's like the results orientated thinking, I guess, at some point, where it's like, oh, is it an outdraft because they won? Is it not? Was it theoretically better? I'm not sure how much that matters, because at the end of the day, all that matters is if you win or lose, right? So if you can just like pick a strategy you're comfortable with, that you like play repeatedly and you do consistently, and you just win with it, like why worry about anything else? But again, that's my own personal take. So have you all seen like the triangle of like Dota playstyles or whatever? This is not 26 minutes.
Don't think
It's for, like, as in like team fight, pick off, split push.
Yes, yes, yes.
Are they?
Perfect. So the idea being that, God, how does this work? Split push beats team fight. Pick off bit beats split push, and team fight beats pick off, because you can't pick off people if people are in a group. So y'all like lean pretty heavily into this like team fight group, and I think that's great. I think you guys are like pretty decent. There's some exceptions, but back to this triangle idea. I think y'all execute pretty well when y'all group together and pick off. I feel like the split pushing strategy is something BNR/R&B in general has struggled with. I forget who was the one being flamed for their nature's profit.
Cheddar.
Yeah. Rip Cheddar.
Again, I have said before, I like split pushing. When I'm complaining about split pushing with Cheddar, it's a different way.
Yeah, but I think you'll lean pretty heavily into grouping together as people, and then you have to have like the obvious answer to team fight, because they're gonna feel weaker than you, right? You're a fucking drow comp, and you're just fucking picking people off. Like they do not want to fight you. They're going to split push. That's going to happen over and over and over again. So how do you combat it?
Have someone who, have someone who can pick them off.
Yes.
Or with boots and travel.
So there's two obvious strategies to me. One, just kill them, right? Have a pick off. And this is basically what y'all did. You didn't like necessarily think about it, but Simon's the one going off to these side lanes, finding the gyro that's split pushing way too deep.
I was thinking about it. I don't know if anyone else was, but I was thinking about it.
No one else was thinking about it. Or if they were thinking about it, they're not executing, so it doesn't fucking matter. Because if it's only in your head and nothing comes out of it, it's the same things you never thought about it, or never thought did anything with it. So basically, it's only Simon walking around doing the pick off, and that's fine. Honestly, if you want to play that way, you need to like itemize that way as well. So I think the travels need to come out pretty early. You need to probably have like a support on the side lane, probably not Abba, or Slardar playing together with you, or Slardar +1 looking at the other lanes, looking for pickoffs. You know there are going to split push, so you either have to like commit a hero that can constantly go split the map and kill them. And I feel like the types of heroes that Simon prefers to play kind of leans into that category. The Windrunners, the Pucks, Tiny, even Winter can do the same shit. Or the other strategy is you guys need to have a dedicated hero for D-pushing these lanes. But yeah, but I need to know to like from the beginning of the game being like, this is our like defending hero, or this is our response to split push. Like that has to be something on your mind. Like I think the easiest way is just like pick a hero that does it. Pick Winter Wyvern every game. Pick a Jakiro every game. Pick fucking CM. I don't care. Like until you figure out, or Gyro, if that's the weird flex hero that you want to play 5. Like you need to have a hero that can D-push waves. Weaver's capable of doing so, but never plays this bottom lane. Like literally fucking never. Because there is a benefit of like Weaver can somewhat push, and then you have Sakuchi, so you can join a team fight if it happens. Because the other problem is that otherwise you have like Cardog TPing into this bottom lane, trying to push out waves or some shit, and then suddenly enemy team is like bum rushing y'all. This happens when you have Aegis and like try to push on mid. You just like can't do it, and then one of your core heroes showing that is like crucial in team fights, and people just run at you. Wait, did you guys build 2 fucking medallions?
Yes.
And 2 solar crests?
Double solar crest, yeah.
I was a little confused.
Oh no.
Well, now I know what fucking Potiphar's gonna put in their video.
I gotta stop. This has happened twice now. I gotta stop assuming that people know my. Like I have a very default build with Weaver, and it's pretty much the same every time because I don't really see much of a reason to change it, and I still need to communicate that I'm doing my default build because I checked this after I had the medallion. I was like, oh shit, I don't know why we both have a medallion. I could have just rushed the Ags at that point.
How much time and how much effort does it take you to say, I'm building medallion? I'm
not much.
building medallion.
I didn't think it was going to be a conflict. I just did not think it was going to be a conflict. I was thinking, like, of course Abaddon's going to go Holy Locket, and then whatever from there. That Holy Locket was going to be the early game item, but I just was not thinking that would have a conflict.
I don't think these things, like any of these things, are as obvious as y'all think.
No,
it is.
No, I know it's a problem that I had. I thought it was. Yeah, it's clearly not obvious.
Get out a fucking notepad, a note sheet, Pansy, and fucking write it down. Like, actually. Anywho, the other thing is hero pairings. I think thinking about these hero pairings during the draft would also help just like the flow of the game. Because right now, like, y'all do pick heroes like Windrunner that can play rather independent and like do their own things. But in a lot of the times, it should be like their pause 2, pause 3 combination that play together. Because their pause 1 still wants to farm. Often you have one of your supports who, in theory, wasted a lot of resources or used a lot of resources during the laning stage, like whether it's salving their carry a bunch of times or rotating around, placing wards, securing runes. So they need some time to like catch up, get a free, like a dead lane, for example, to just get EXP, or the mid lane to get EXP. And then ideally it's the pause 2 and pause 3 playing together, but I see like that never happening. Here, if Kara feels strong, then Kara should be allowed to say, oh no, I want to keep fighting, I can kill this hero. But none of this is happening. I think this is also the last hero out. I think as a high mobility hero, you can say, oh, I want to get out, or I'm backing, but then let these heroes do whatever they want. But again, it's all about like having more effective communication.
Right.
Because right now there's just like nothing happening. It's like one person yelling back, and then people just walking around. Oh, hey, my level 2 ability, or when I have these 2 abilities work together, I'm really fucking strong. Like, look to go on X hero at this time. That does fall on your shoulders, like, and I think that's kind of the beauty if you play the same draft or similar style of draft, where people become like specialists. So you're like, well, some of them are really obvious, like I have Slardar Blink, I can Blink Crush X hero, or I have a level 2 Corrosive Haze, so we can take Rosh really quickly, or whatever.
The team we're facing here actually was very good at that, except for Jamie. But the team's very good at verbalizing pretty much everything.
So like, start small, but like, intentionally think about like the next scrim y'all do. I want be like, okay, I want to talk more when I get my Blink Dagger, or when I get level 6 on X hero, or whatever, and like try to minimize the time between us achieving that power spike and like doing something because of it. You don't need to like say everything that you're doing on every person during a team fight, because that gets hectic, right? But there's key things of like, oh, I'm stunning X hero, or focus this hero.
Hey, I've got ult in like 3 seconds. We should stay and continue this fight. And that doesn't happen. It doesn't have to be necessarily like for every single skill, but I definitely agree that like communicating cooldowns for the big stuff, stuns and certain ults, is actually really important, because it can change your decision making, right? Like,
yeah,
I definitely call out timings for Chrono and stuff.
Yeah,
like
it's not like it doesn't happen at all. It's just I feel like it should happen more.
It should be second nature. Like I know a fair amount of y'all like watch my streams from time to time, and I'm not sure if you notice it, but I do this all the time. I'll be like, blink 3, 2, 1, or like literally count down stuns, or it's like stun in 5 or ult in X seconds or whatever. Because like, yeah, while this is not hidden information, in theory people can know it. Like, it's so fucking easy, man, when you're just like, oh, I have blink in 3 seconds. Focus ogre, whatever. Blink, stun, press spells, they just die. Like, the game's so fucking straightforward and easy when you just like pick stuns and communicate it. And we're just not doing it. I never hear Kodok being like, oh, I can't blink. Like, this is something I say, like, can't blink, I have a dot. Or blink in 3. Or, oh, Wind's like, I have ulti, I want to kill someone. Or, you can go into each of these fights too, being like, alright, just looking at the draft, who do you want to kill?
Pugna.
Pugna? Yeah. Obviously, there's like heroes with like really big team fight ultis. So like Brewmaster, for example, if possible. Probably not, because he's too tanky. Heroes with saves, Winter Wyvern, Pugnas, Shadow Demons, stuff like that. Heroes out of position. Like, these are all things y'all can be thinking about, but making sure like you're on the same page. So just being like, oh, I want to stun Pugna. Because like, if Pugna's stunned, no one's gonna save them. Literally, it's a fucking 900 HP hero. You have a blink hero here. You have like damage here, you have a shit ton of damage here. Like, there's so many fights or so many times people are just like walking around places where I'm like, this is not allowed to happen. If like literally anyone just fucking talks to each other and be like, oh hey, stun them. Like this guy's dead. He's dead. He's dead. He's dead. He's dead. He's dead. Like he's so fucking dead on my screen. But no one's doing anything. Like Slarder's farming these camps. This sucks. You could just be farming these nearby and like actually have potentially a kill. I don't know what Weaver does. Again here. You should be playing bot lane, taking this hard farm. Like everything about this is just fucking wrong. Like if you took all these heroes and like shifted them by one position, it'd be okay. Like if this Drow is here, the Slardar is here. If Weaver is here, honestly, and then Wind's like off lane, because Wind again is your kill hero, and you just have your dumb fuck hero that can like take in some spells, pushing the lane, and then looking for kills. Like you could just be farming these camps on the pause 2 and pause 3 and getting kills on anyone who's in the area. Like this guy could just be fucking dead, especially with him showing 3 heroes mid. I don't know. I think you only need to just think about who wants to play where. Like ideally the pause 1's in the triangle, right? The pause 3, like what do you, sure you want farm, but this is the safest fucking farm on the map. Like you're actively ruining the game by playing here. And I'm sorry if this is like extra harsh for pause 3, but that is the role I play the most. Like even these camps are often like too safe for a pause 3 to take. Like you can let your pause 2 or pause 1 to take him, and you just take 1 layer deeper because you want to be the first level of engagement. Plus if you're like farming here and you see anyone, a blink stun plus 1 follow-up hero, they just fucking die.
Are you saying we need a buddy system?
Basically. Honestly, like if you all just play in better like 2 hero combinations around the map, I think you'll do significantly better. Like ideally that like changes from time to time, but like honestly if your pause 5 is just following your pause 1 around, your pause 4 is like taking dead lane, and your pause 3 and pause 2 play together, like you're perfectly fine. Anywho, my original question here, who plays with who and where? So Pansy, you said you wanted to play dead lane.
Me and Orion and Card Dog play in places. And then Carafarm shit.
Do all 3 of you need to play together?
Well, when Card Dog has ult, probably. When he doesn't, he can fuck off.
Okay.
I would say.
So the primarily hero that you should be with is Dark
Willow.
Willow then. Yeah.
Yes.
See, that's not that hard, right? Like, I feel like a lot of it is just like people just going with what they're used to. It's just not it's like putting their bye Edward. AFK GG.
The guy AFK'd. He's not part of the scene anyways.
Like anyone who plays Dota, like they've put a shit ton of hours into this game. There's a lot of knowledge in there, but it's just like not all of it's being applied at the same time. So you guys have the answer. If I just ask the question. Other things, the supports need to save buybacks. Like the fact that in these games that the cores were more willing to buy back than the supports is such a fucking problem. Like you guys had that disastrous fight in the Rosh pit game 1, and the Drow and the Slaughter are immediately buyback, and the supports just have nothing, and I'm just like, this is awful.
Well, to be fair, we're alive. To be fair, those buybacks were just bad in general.
Agreed. But there's like another fight here that Abba just didn't buy back. Like the supports should have buyback. Like if you dying and coming back and just spending 600 gold is enough to win the team fight, but you just like think about it objectively. Would I spend 600 gold to kill 4 enemy heroes or 3 enemy heroes, or guarantee that my core doesn't die or whatever, so they can farm for the next 60 seconds instead of spending that time dead? Like the value proposition there is like always in the favor of buying back. Like if I'm playing the support, I buy back all the time, like literally all the time. If I have a TP. If I don't have a TP, then I'll consider it a little bit more. But if I can like buy back and just bring numbers, because like Dota's straightforward. If you have more heroes on the enemy team, like you're probably gonna fucking win. Don't waste TPs. I think this should also give like a proper example of like how important TP scrolls are, and why I was getting so fucking frustrated of supports just like casually teaming towers. Like the teleport is a fucking ultimate ability, and the fact that people are willing to commit an 80-second ultimate in order to walk like what 5,000 units or some shit just so they can hit a camp slightly faster is absolutely insane. Like when would you ever Laguna Blade a hard camp? Because that's like what people are doing every time they fucking TP out of base after like 20 some minutes. You also could have been cutting waves, because ideally, what I'm thinking is, if I'm pushing this tower, we're not going high ground. You never fucking go high ground with first Rosh, unless you're Giga stomping a lane, or Giga stomping a game. You guys are behind. There's a 0%, a literal 0% chance you guys go high ground here. So the objective is this tower and this tower. So there should be like some effort to like push this stuff in, whether it's TV sending illusions, or maybe Pansy like ulting a creep wave here or something. And ideally, of course, this lane is dealt with.
I mean, yeah.
On the topic of sentries, this pisses me off so fucking much. Actually, buy sentries. Buy fucking sentries. Not for blocking these fucking camps. Block the camps in the lane that fucking matter. Like, why are these camps allowed to spawn constantly? Did you not watch the fucking Jenkins video? Just buy sentries. Just buy 2 sentries. And you just like insta-win lane. Like,
I do.
I
just put it down in the wrong place is really what happened there.
You're putting it in the wrong place and you're just being lazy. It's the same shit of like what Simon said earlier of like, oh, I could just ask whoever to play.
I am buying sentries for the lane, but I just I put it in
lazy.
a bad spot.
It's literally just fucking lazy. Like, you do better. Like, there's so many like 3-word phrases. Y'all gotta like channel your Ember. Like, is it Ember Spirit? This like only speaks in like 4-word phrases. I don't care if that's what you have to do.
What?
Just Ember Spirit. Like, all these voice lines are like only.
Is this lore? I don't know.
Yeah, this is lore.
Balance in all things.
Oh, I didn't know he only spoke in 4-word phrases.
Yeah. Prepare for a lesson. A flash of inspiration. This reward transcends.
Oh my god!
It's all
We're
forward.
learning everything. We're learning everything in this coaching session. This is actually the most important thing you've gone over
I'm
so
so
far.
fucking. What is this fucking garbage in it? Okay. High level notes.
Purple,
Ember speaks in 4-word phrases.
Yeah,
Be
put that in
like
the doc.
Ember.
With this.
Kara, you son of a bitch. What are these fucking comments? Don't fucking. I'm just like writing off cuff on the fucking 1.25 speed.
You're
Why are you fucking editing my grammar to my notes? What the fuck?
looks like a 2-year-old wrote it. Get it together, Victor.
Oh my god.
Well,
So
he's a
rude.
programmer.
Are we ready
What is that
for a
supposed to
overview?
mean? Are we missing anyone?
All right. I want to see the dance, Victor. Here we go.
The little dance. Unholy Edward the Prime. I should not do that on stream. And because I forgot to film an outro, here I am. You might notice I'm the same outfit as from the beginning. Thanks for making it to the end. I appreciate your support. I hope you have a nice day.